In today's movie, Adrienne Barbeau kills a bunch of neon demonic nuns in the convent.
We got some demons to kill.
This one's a crazy, wacky movie that has loads of practical effects, nuns getting decapitated and spraying black light fluid all over the place, and it features the buddy cop duo we've always wanted to see, Coolio and Bill Moseley.
The youth destroying their lives with this marijuana substance.
This is brought to us from James Montgomery over on Patreon, who recommended this because he knew it would be right up our alley, and he was right. This is one of those digging in the crates kind of movies, so we're going to be talking full spoilers. We're going to break most of it down. We're going to talk about the highlights. We're going to give you our final thoughts at the end and let you know if it's worth seeking out.
So our story begins in 1960.
You don't own me. I'm not just one of your many toys.
It starts off with a bang, like literally a church explodes.
Yeah.
This woman comes in, like she blows away the nuns, the priests, the building, everything just explodes. So fast forward 40 years later.
Yeah, and like because that started off so strong, you get a Burning Man in like the first 5 seconds of the movie. You're like, oh, well, okay then, strap in. And now we're in present day. We're at a sorority house. We meet Clarissa, our main character, and her old friend Mo, who's just hanging out. She's like the goth chick. And then in comes her boyfriend with a group of people who want to go investigate an abandoned building.
Every year, someone's got to go tag their like fraternity logo on there so that they like claim dominance.
Heard you guys are trying to like paint your little letters on the convent before the Kappas beat you to it.
On their way, they pass by Adrienne Barbeau's house, which we find out later. We don't meet her yet, but they're like, oh, the woman who lives there, she was pregnant back in the day. To make sure we stay monetized for this video, the church did not want her baby to exist. We learn more exposition as we go through the movie, but for now, the group of kids go to this place. We've got everybody here. We've got your token cheerleader.
And football player, athlete.
We've got this weird, kind of like the douchebag character.
Frioli!
Who has a weird name, a weird look, and he talks like he's trying to be a gangster. Like, it's very strange.
I'm gonna get some tonight for show. You just give me 5 minutes.
We've got the Poindexter, who happens to be Clarissa's brother, and then we have Clarissa's boyfriend, Chad.
You got Clarissa's brother, Brant, who is just trying to get into the fraternity, and he's just being hazed by all of them, and they're just constantly like throwing him into like the boards to be like, hey, we're gonna use you as a battering ram.
My ass is stuck!
We forgot about the most important character, Boozer.
Oh yes, they also have a little puppy. They go in there, we got some horny couples that want to kind of split off. They all split up.
Boyfriend and girlfriends obviously go together. Brant is on doggy duty, and Frioli is trying to get with Mo.
Why don't you take Boozer for a walk?
Good.
Yeah, he's trying to get with her. He's like, oh shit, and the cops are here. She's gonna be in big trouble if she's caught. And she's like, well, we'll meet back here. We can like hook up if you want. But instead, we pull a 16 candle situation, which is actually referenced in this movie.
You give me your panties, and it's all good.
What do you watch, 16 Candles like 8,000 times?
And I'm so glad I recently watched it. If you want to watch my first time reaction, link is in the description. It's awkward. After being like a creepy weirdo and pushing himself on her, she isn't having it. She's like, no, get the hell out of here. Here, take my panties and get the heck out. I'm gonna just like hang out here, tell them I'm missing.
Please just tell him I cruised.
They go out, they meet the cops, which are Coolio and Bill Moseley.
We were just...
Who said you could talk, white boy?
This is such a fun interaction because you've got the lineup of kids that are just caught. I don't know why they didn't just like hide. Because what, these cops are gonna run all over this building and find them? There's no way. I would just hide under a pew or something.
Yeah, like even to the point where Frioli goes and he tells like Coolio like,
Well, there was another girl, but she bailed and went home by herself.
Why'd you even say anything? All you had to say was literally, this is it.
this is all of us and our
This is all
dog.
of us. What's she even giving you the panties for, you prick? It is funny. Coolio is just like harassing these kids because he's just having fun with this. He's being like an over-aggressive jerk because why not?
They're doing good cop, bad cop. Bill Moseley's the good cop.
Coolio's just like, listen here, white boy. He says white boy 5 times.
So now you want to lie to me, huh, white boy?
And he starts like getting pissed because they have a joint on them. Oh, it was good.
Degenerate ass kids. Get the hell out of here. All of you, get out!
Do what he says!
I'll bust a cap in your ass!
For your own good!
So then they part ways. The college kids are going to the coffee shop.
They just left. They're like, yeah, we'll just get this empty hamburger bun. That was a budgetary constraint on Mike Mendez's part.
We do experience some like spooky stuff because Clarissa thinks she saw like a ghost nun, and Mo gets captured by like a dark, mysterious hand, pulls her away. This is where the comedy really kicks in.
And everything. Like the whole point of this movie exists because of this stupid group.
So we've got like wannabe Satanists? I guess that's what they would be called, right?
Absolutely. They're trying to summon the Antichrist.
Yeah.
Are you ready to give your soul to the fires of darkness?
So
And I don't even think they're wannabe Satanists. At the end of this whole ordeal of them dicking around, they do summon the Antichrist. That is the most legit Satanists.
So we've got this ragtag group of like 2 attractive ladies and 2 boys. One is just like wearing the best fake mustache, goatee, long hair you could ever imagine, talking in the finest of thespian accents.
So this must be our sacrificial lamb.
Oh, he's good. He is just a theater kid through and through.
His little like boyfriend of some sort.
They might, I don't know if they're together or not, but he's definitely like the gay character, which comes into play later, which is great.
Plunge it into thine virginal heart.
Their interactions are so good. Like the girls are into it. Like they get to the point where like they've never sacrificed someone, but like the lusty girl is like ready to do this. So they got Mo. Mo calls them out for being like wannabes.
Please tell me you guys aren't serious.
Oh, we're dead serious.
This is the biggest shock ever. They actually stab her and she becomes like a possessed demon with all these like blue veins. She's looking like Electro from Spider-Man, the movie version.
This is where Evil Dead meets Night of the Demons. And it's brilliant. At first I didn't think I was gonna love the like sped up, wacky, like fast movement that's happening. It's almost like watching a really bad stop motion. Like that's what it was.
Yeah, but this was so common back in 2000s, as well as like this weird industrial kind of rave music. It almost sounded like Prodigy. It's industrial drum and bass is what I guess, because I've heard that term a lot back in the 2000s. But this is where shit gets crazy because she goes ham. She like starts slashing up the girls that are there. They become demons themselves.
Our fake satanic duo escape somehow. And then that leads us to like the college kids needing to get back to the house because Clarissa's like, we gotta go get Mo. We gotta make sure Mo's okay. Frioli, of all the people, is just like, he sells it with like...
I left my entire stash there.
And his stash, by the way, can I just say, was like a half quarter. Like, that's not a stash. That's like 3 joints tops.
So that's the reason for them to get back. And sure enough, they get in there and they split up right away.
Shag, you go with Velma. I'll go with Daphne.
And Frioli is just like actually looking to just do a bunch of mushrooms. And he's just tripping balls. But we start to see everybody kind of die. And this is where it gets crazy. Because when everyone dies, their blood is like neon pink. Like the cheerleader gets her face ripped off and instantly becomes a demon.
Chad gets his guts bitten out by one girl, but Frioli's death was he finally runs into Mo. She's got those fangs. She's on her knees. Frioli's praying.
YouTube. Praying. We can't show all the practical effects, but there are so many. The point is, everybody here dies.
And it's so funny when the Satanists run into Brant. Because Brant in his head is like, Frioli told me his guys are coming and there's gonna be girls for him to have sex. So he's like, I'm all excited to have sex.
If you wanna hook up some of his dope, you know, you better have a little action for the old Brantster.
And they're like, oh yeah, like sex, sure. They knock him out and they're like...
They don't knock him out quite.
No.
This guy was the virgin that they wanted to sacrifice, but they bonk him on the head.
Oh, fuck! You hurt him, Master.
They eventually just like want to sacrifice him.
Why did you do that, Master?
'Cause I want to live.
And Saul, the main Satanist guy, he's like, you should do it, pal. And he just like refuses. He can't do it.
Boss, am I worthy?
Oh, yes, he told me. Your time is now, sibling of Satan.
And this is where we get like the origins, like the truth of what happened. So Clarissa is with Christine now, who is Adrienne Barbeau's character, and our trio have now just been like captured by the demons, or like,
well, one of them has been killed now.
Yeah, our like fake goatee boy.
That's a shocker. Adrienne Barbeau is his like ultra badass. Clarissa finally like gets into her house and she's just standing there with a shotgun like,
I got a pump action Winchester leveled at your chest. You don't believe me? Take a step forward.
She talks about all of this stuff because like the demons took over the school when she was 16 and they were trying to sacrifice her baby, saying like, yes, all of this is correct except I had a kid.
So your baby? Did it live?
Yeah. He's a civil engineer in Peoria.
Can I just say, the flashback was hilarious because you have these nuns who look like demons, but they're doing like every day, like they're educating them like
Hail Satan
when they bring the paddles in. Like it's just really funny. Like the one demon pukes on like the one girl. Like it's just stupid, over the top stuff that is like perfect for this setting.
But after all of this, Adrienne Barbeau's like, all right, Clarissa, we're gonna load up, we're gonna get our guns, and we're gonna head back.
Because Adrienne Barbeau learns that Brant is a virgin, which gives us probably the funniest shot in the whole film.
I loved this so much.
The demons suit up as nuns. They get like Mother Superior. We've got the Friuli as the priest, and like all the nuns, and they're just pushing the two boys, Brant and like the other Satanist, down in a cart down the hallway, and you're just watching them and like, why aren't they moving?
Oh, yeah, are they moving? Like, it looks like nothing's moving.
Like the door frame is too narrow to get the cart through.
Because it was all tight shots, so then you get the wide shot, you're like, oh, that makes a lot more sense. This actually adds to my next favorite moment, which is where they're both sitting on the table waiting to get sacrificed. He's like,
I think we should have sex. No. If we had sex, we wouldn't be virgins anymore.
But Branda's like, no, I don't want to be gay. I'd rather be killed. But I've always thought, like, if you're in this situation, have sex. Just don't be a virgin anymore.
It's funny because, like, Brad's really, like, saying, like, no, I'm fine to be a virgin. And then he's like, well, actually, my hand's free, so.
Even if we wanted to, we're both tied up. No, see, look, I almost got my hands free.
And then they start hopping around. Oh, it is so good.
I would like to stay a virgin in that department. Don't make this difficult.
Like right at this moment, it's like, all right, they're about to finally get sacrificed, and bam, in comes Christine and Clarissa. Their guns ablazing. They're just shooting everyone up.
They put a little belt and they did the Army of Two situation.
And this is where the neon blood shines. And it's all just like the most vibrant of demon blood you could ever imagine.
Which I can probably show on YouTube because it looks so fake, but it looks so cool. It looks like if you ate a bunch of glow sticks, went to an indoor mini putt, and then somebody killed you.
That's a good description.
If there's any up-and-coming serial killers out there, don't take this as advice. But it does look cool.
Our Satanist does get stabbed.
There's like a big embryotic sac that forms all over him. And now he is the big devil baby Antichrist. And it even looks like he had a little diaper on in like a few frames.
Apparently this happens every couple of years where like teens or college kids go in there, they fornicate, and then they summon, you know, demons, and Christina has to stop. That's why she stays there.
You know, if they all just fornicated, they wouldn't summon demons. And if they didn't stab people.
Yeah, they should have just been smoking weed and...
Don't stab virgins. Fuck them. I don't think that's inaccurate. I think that is a fair statement.
When dealing with a demonic movie. So, Christine sacrifices herself and blows everything up. That's how the movie ends. Or so you think.
We get a twist! They just go back to the sorority, and we've got little Boozer here. His eyes start to glow green. He's a demon pup, and he attacks Clarissa.
We need Mike Mendez to make Demon Sorority. That's what we need. Mike Mendez to make this sequel.
Maybe a better name. Although Big Ass Spider isn't a great name.
But Lavalantula is.
They're making requels all the time these days, so we're ready. But as you've heard, like, this movie is kind of wild. It's very chaotic. Even when they're like shooting everybody, it goes crazy. Like, it cuts to them just like spinning. It almost feels like House of the Dead. Not in slow motion, but like it does have that same feel. You've got the crazy like beats going on and just heads getting either shot or blown up or whatever. It's just chaos and it's a fun time. So I'm gonna give this 3.5 killer cocks out of 5.
I absolutely love this film. This was a blast. I'm a sucker for like Night of the Demons and like Evil Dead, and that's what this feel was like. It's got cool practical effects, really fun moments. It's got the right amount of comedy and horror. So with that being said, I gave this film 4.5 hallucinogenic ghost panties out of 5.
And if this is your first time here, we cover all types of weird movies, and digging in the crates for this kind of stuff is exactly our bag. Although this was recommended to us on Patreon. So another shout out to James Montgomery. And if this is your first time here, make sure you subscribe to the channel, stay up to date with everything we're doing here on BTV.